niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein.
Yes, sir. All right, let's listen to something real shit. I ain't gonna lie, we can't just be in the middle of the night, like, bro, just hopping on the stream, filming live on Minecraft, and then we just out here not listening to shit. Like, that shit, like, ain't no way, bro. At least Minecraft music. That's actually head ass as fuck. We need to figure it out. Oh shit. Yeah, we need to figure it out. Look at that. There's a cave right there. Let's go fuck it up.
That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That's protein. That shit's education right there, nigga. Boys, all y'all niggas think that shit look nasty, bro. Boys, all y'all niggas think.
We actually need to lock in with the stream, so. Cause dude, I haven't even made any clips, bro, and I'm like excited, bro. You know what I mean? Like I low-key, like when I get. Speaking of, I'm gonna download more videos right now. Okay, guys, I have good internet right now, man. I'm actually I'm actually streaming nice. That makes me pretty happy. I'm actually retarded. Alright, I'm further lock in. So I have my carrot farm, I have my hay farm, I have my cow farm, I have my sheep farm, I have my chicken farm. Do I need anything else? No idea. I have no idea. Alright, maybe we should just, I don't know what we were even doing, bro. We low-key, oh yeah, we were fucking, yeah, that's what we were doing. We were raging at, trying to get a damn another villager across that. Gosh, that shit pissed me off so bad. I'm happy you're here, dude. Let's just get you in safe grounds, dude. Let's get you on safe grounds, my nigga. Come on. Oh yeah. We need to put something on, bro. I put my faith on Jesus, the rock in which I stand. Oh, I love him so much, man.
Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out.
Isn't that gas?
When he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice.
Get in the boat now.
But they will never follow
Get in the
a
boat
stranger.
now.
In fact,
yeah.
they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees didn't understand
Here, I
what
got
he
you,
was
little
telling
nigga.
them. Therefore Jesus said again, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them.
Shit.
I am the gate.
Sorry.
Whoever
I feel
enters
so
through
terrible for
me
saying that.
will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture.
Come on, Bobby.
The thief comes only
Where
to
does-
steal and kill and
where did he go?
destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and
Oh
does
my
not
gosh,
own
this
the
dude is
sheep.
hiding.
So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the
Fuck with
Father.
that?
And I lay down my life for the sheep.
I'm not gonna lie.
I have other sheep that are not of this sheepfold. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice. And there shall be one flock and one shepherd.
Do you want this mug?
The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life, only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have authority to lay it down and authority to take it up again. This command I received from my Father. The Jews who heard these words were again divided. Many
Dude, I
of
can't
them
get emotional
said, he is
listening to this.
demon-possessed
You gotta
and
chill,
raving
bro.
mad. Why listen to him? But others said, these are not the sayings of a man possessed by a demon. Can a demon open the eyes of the blind?
Alright, bro. You need a...
Then came the festival of dedication at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple courts, walking in Solomon's colonnade. The Jews who were there gathered round him, saying, how long will you keep us in
Dude.
suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly. Jesus answered, I did tell you, but you did not believe. The works I do in my Father's name testify about me, but you do not believe because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and the Father are one. Again his Jewish opponents picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus said to them, I have shown you many good works from the Father. For which of these do you stone me? We're not stoning you for any good work, they replied, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, claim to be God. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods? If he called them gods, to whom the word of God came, and scripture cannot be set aside, what about the one whom the Father set apart as his very own and sent into the world? Why then do you accuse me of blasphemy because I said, I am God's son? Do not believe me unless I do the works of my Father. But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me and I in the Father. Again they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasp. Then Jesus went back across the Jordan to the place where John had been baptizing in the early days. There he stayed, and many people came to him. They said, "Though John never performed a sign, all that John said about this man was true." And in that place, many believed in Jesus. Psalm 4.
Alright, nigga.
Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me, and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods?
I mean,
Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. John chapter 14. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God. Believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you,
here, let's look up
I
what a
will come
Pharisee
back
means.
and take you to be with me,
Hey, yo,
that
what is
you
this?
also may be where I am. You know
Whoa,
the
what
way
is
to the
this?
place.
It's kind of cool. Pharisees refers to a Pharisee, a member of a Jewish sect known for a strict observance of the law and oral tradition, literally meaning separated one. That's kind of weird. This dude is a Pharisee. Could you imagine calling someone a Pharisee? That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. I kind of called, yeah, that's foul. Comes from Hebrew Aramaic root, meaning separated or set apart, reflecting their emphasis, ritual purity, and separation from Gentiles and irreligious Jews. Historically, Pharisees were a Jewish social religious movement during this Second Temple. Is the Bible, guys? Let's just look up if is the Bible real history. Watch this. Not considered a historical document by scholars. No way. The Bible is one of the most influential books in human history, with over 55 billion copies sold. However, while it contains historical information, the Bible is not considered a historical document by scholars. Now, who are scholars? What's up with scholars? Why do we need to... That's what I'm saying. Of course, we need to bring down to human standards. Like, oh, by scholars, it's not considered a, what, a historical book? Like, nigga, are you serious? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta go. I'm sorry. Now I gotta see this shit. A scholarship is a financial aid. Hold on, go back. Scholar, okay, go back. A specialist in particular branch of study, especially with humanities, a distinguished academic, a Hebrew scholar, a phrase borrowed from an Indian scholar, person who is highly educated or has a study. So does that mean I'm a scholar then? Or is it just like, do you actually have to get, that's that a name that they put for like people that like just study and shit and actually got a scholarship degree or some shit like that? Whatever the fuck exists in this world. Student holding a scholarship, a Rhodes Scholar. Now, I think the most important thing, bro, when it comes to anything in the entire world, bro, is really just wanting to learn. The desire to learn, it's called wisdom. As simple as that. The desire to learn is there. You know what I mean? Like, you need to just have the desire to learn. And if you don't, you're going to be a fool. You're going to turn into a fool. And you're going to turn into your ways. Or you're going to eat the fruit of your ways. And you're going to be filled with the... what is it? They wait the fruit of their ways comes from power. Repeating. Alright, whatever. I guess a scholar is I have no idea. Can a scholar just be anyone? Degree. Can a scholar just be anyone with no degree? The question of whether a scholar can be anyone with no degree is complex and subjective. While some individuals may contribute significantly to scientific fields without formal degrees, the traditional academic pathways are often limited for those without degrees. Citizen scientists, for example, play a vital role in data collection and analysis, contributing to important research projects. However, the essence of being a scientist lies in the... Sorry, I'm fried right now. I'm reading it so slow. The essence of being a scientist lies in the commitment to inquiry and the application of scientific method. Many successful... Bro, are you serious? I see what they're saying. Like a scientist? So you're saying science, so a scientist is a scholar. A scientist can be considered a type of scholar in the sense that both highly educated and engaged in the pursuit of knowledge, but their focus and methods differ. Fuck this shit, bro. I don't give a damn then. Okay, y'all niggas, I don't give a shit. Okay, the book is historical. Alright, it's simple as that. I read it myself. If y'all don't know, if y'all have not read the book, read it. Go look yourself, bruh. It's the best book there is out there. You can get lost. You can get lost. Damn. Bro, come on. You have to. You have to, though. You have to. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's really annoying that you just sit there and you just don't fucking fly. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Damn it, bro. I gotta go get the other damn villager, bro. This game is so annoying. I actually got so pissed off, bro. Like, bro, I actually need to clip that. I was so fried eating that shit, bro. That shit was like low-key good. Alright, I need a low-key lock-in. I need a seriously, bro. My vocabulary is low-key and fucking like oh, it's the cows. That's what it is, bro. They keep tripping, bro. Bro, lock in, dude. Damn. That's my nigga Tiny Kevin Candy, bro. Y'all niggas better stop playing, bro. Dude, these cows are crazy.
It's January 4th, 1960. Albert Camus, one of the most
inspiration, what that feeling is.
Today I'm going to tell you about 4 places that slowly destroy you. And the most dangerous part is, you don't even realize it. Over 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli said that even the most powerful people got trapped in these places and ended up ruined. Kings lost, warriors became weak, and even today, the same thing is happening. To you, to me. So if you've been working hard but still not moving forward, maybe you're stuck in one of these places, and I'm going to help you get out. But first, a question. Why is it that some people lose even after working so hard, while others win with less effort? Machiavelli's answer was simple. Environment. The place you stand in either builds you or breaks you. Let's begin. The first place, the court of victims. This is where everyone has lost, and they keep telling each other, we didn't lose, the world defeated us, the system is broken, the circumstances were bad, parents didn't support us, the government did nothing, and here, everyone feels good listening to your story of failure because it's the same as theirs. This place gives you comfort, but that comfort is poison. Niccolo Machiavelli said, the man who blames the world for his failure can never win because he has handed his power over to someone else. Think about it. If your failure happened because of someone else, then your success will also depend on someone else, which means you control nothing. I've seen it myself. There was a group of college friends. Whenever someone failed, the others would say the test was too hard, the professor was biased, and slowly everyone started believing we're victims. After that, no one really tried anymore, because trying would mean accepting responsibility, and that hurts. Shared complaining is highly addictive. Here you get validation. Your failure gets justified. But the truth is, this court quietly kills your ambition. So here's the first question. Do I spend more time justifying my failures or fixing them? If it's the first, get out right now. The second place, court of flattery. This is where you're praised without doing anything. Praised for your potential, your future, your talent, but not for real results. And this is the most dangerous place of all. Niccolo Machiavelli said, praise without effort is the deadliest poison because it kills your hunger. When you're already being told you're great without doing anything, why would you even try? There was a brilliant artist. Everyone kept telling him, you're the next big thing. You've got talent. You've got potential. Years passed. He never did any serious work because he believed he was already special. Then another artist came along. Less talented, but more hardworking. And the real success went to him because he actually did the work. Flattery gives you the illusion of achievement. You start feeling like you've already made it, when in reality, you've done nothing, and your motivation slowly dies. Machiavelli wrote, a ruler should stay away from those who praise him without reason, because they are trying to weaken him. So ask yourself, are there people around me who praise me without real results? Do I feel like I'm already something, even though I haven't done anything? If yes,
punk-ass
leave
nigga already
this
trying
place.
to
The
waiting.
third place is the temple of imaginary plans. This is where people are always planning, but never executing.
Ready
Just a
ass
little more
fucking guy.
research, a little more preparation, waiting for the right time. And that waiting never ends. Niccolo Machiavelli said, a plan without execution is just a dream. Dreams make you feel safe, but they don't move you forward. I spent 2 years planning to write a book, researching, outlining, waiting for the perfect environment, and I never wrote it because planning felt safe. Execution felt risky. If I wrote, people would judge me. If I just planned, no one would judge me. This temple is very comfortable. You feel productive without producing anything. But ideas are just ideas until they enter the real world. And for that, you need action. Messy, imperfect, scary action. Machiavelli said, the world remembers those who act, not those who only think. So ask yourself, am I always stuck in planning? Do I have ideas but no results? If yes, there's only one way out. Start. Imperfectly, but start. The fourth place is the palace of false comparison. This is where you compare your real life to other people's edited highlights. You scroll through social media, see overnight success, and think, why am I so far behind? But the truth is, you're comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Machiavelli said, comparison is the greatest strategic suicide, because when you imitate others, you abandon your own unique strengths, and those strengths were your real power. There was a content creator. He had his own style, slow, deep, thoughtful. Then he saw someone else going viral, fast edits, trending topics. He thought, I should do the same, and he abandoned his own style, but he never succeeded because he became a copy, and a copy never beats the original. Machiavelli said, every person has their own battlefield, their own strengths, their own timing. When you change your strategy by watching others, you lose your own war, because now you're fighting someone else's battle. So ask yourself, do I constantly compare myself to others? Have I abandoned my unique strengths just to follow trends? If yes, bring your focus back to yourself. Your race is not against anyone else. Your race is against the person you were yesterday. The fifth place is the room of indebted favors. This is where people offer you shortcuts, favors, easy paths. But with every favor comes an invisible chain, and slowly your freedom disappears. Niccolo Machiavelli said, nothing is truly free. Every favor has a price, and if you can't see that price, then you are the price. There was a startup founder. An investor gave him funding without asking many questions.
nigga, why do you
but he
sound
said,
like that?
just listen to me on
I hate
small things.
I hate the way you sound.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can grab yours now and then get to work. Here's why it matters. Back in 2019, I had this killer business idea, but I delayed getting the domain name because I wasn't ready. That was a huge mistake. Someone else grabbed it, built the exact same business I planned, and now they're making all the money that I could have been making. And that's why I'm sharing this. Locking down your domain name is crucial, and on Wix, it's super fast. They handle all the tricky tech stuff for you, making it seamless. And honestly, having a domain name gives your idea instant credibility. A domain name isn't just a name, it's a way to claim your space and take your idea seriously. Because once it's taken, you're stuck paying a premier price for it or losing it. So go to Wix right now, search your idea. If the domain is available, grab it.
There is a man running. He is not running to catch a bus or for exercise. He is running for land, as much land as he can claim before the sun sets. And as his legs give out, as his lungs tear open, as the blood fills his throat, he crosses the finish line, and then he dies. His grave is dug right there on the spot, 6 feet long, 3 feet wide, and that is how much land a man actually needs. The famous writer, Leo Tolstoy, wrote this story in 1886, and somehow it has never been more relevant than it is in our modern times. Before we talk about Pacom, the man at the center of this story, let's talk about the man who wrote it. Leo Tolstoy was not a poor man writing about poverty. Tolstoy was one of the wealthiest landowners in Russia. He had estates, serfs, horses, and orchards. And yet, by the time Tolstoy sat down to write this short parable, he had undergone a profound transformation. Philosopher Tolstoy had become disgusted by ownership, not just his own, but the very concept. Tolstoy was against the idea that a human being could look at the earth, this ancient, living, breathing thing that existed long before us and will exist long after, and say, "This is mine."
That's
he
facts.
called private property one of the great moral diseases of civilization. So he wrote a story. How much land does a man need? A simple, brutal, yet unforgettable story. It's a story about a man named Pacom. Pacom is a peasant. He works hard. He is not a bad man. He has a wife, a home, a small plot of land. Life is difficult, but manageable, until one day, a conversation changes everything. His wife's sister visits from the city and brags about urban life. Pacom's wife pushes back, says peasant life is simpler, better, more honest. And Pacom, overhearing all this, thinks to himself, our only trouble is that we don't have enough land. Pacom says, if I had plenty of land, I wouldn't fear the devil himself. Tolstoy is giving us a warning right here in the opening paragraphs, because the devil is actually listening, as devil is in the room, and he smiles. Soon after, Pacom gets his first piece of land, a small plot. It is wonderful. He is content for a moment, but then a neighbor's cows wander onto his field. Horses trample his crops, and someone cuts down his trees. Seeing all this, Pacom, who was once content, starts fighting. He files complaints, takes people to court.
Of course he does.
He wins some cases and loses other. But with every battle, something hardens inside him. Pacom starts to believe that if only he had more land, a bigger buffer, none of this would happen. So he moves. He sells everything and relocates to a new settlement where land is cheap and plentiful. This time he gets 100 acres. That is more than he ever imagined owning. And for a brief, glorious moment, he is again satisfied. But then one day, Pakom hears about the Bashkirs, nomadic people on the open steppe, simple, generous, and warm. And they have land, so much land that you could not walk around it in a year. A passing merchant tells Pakom he bought 13,000 acres for just 1,000 rubles, practically nothing. And here is where Tolstoy twists the knife. Pakom does not think, I have enough. I am grateful. Pakom thinks,
Whoa.
why am I paying so much here when I could get so much more for so much less?
Oh my
Now-
gosh.
The disease has fully taken hold of him. Pakom travels for days, hundreds of miles, to reach the Bashkir settlement. The Bashkirs are generous beyond expectation. They welcome him with feasts, kumis, mutton, music.
Holy,
They are
this
happy
is crazy.
people.
I ain't gonna lie, this
They
is a
have
crazy
no need for
story.
more. Their elder makes Pakom a simple offer. Walk as much land as you like, from sunrise to sunset, and all the land you can walk around in a single day will be yours. However, elder says, there is one condition: that you must return to the spot where you started before the sun sets. If you fail to return, you will get nothing. Pakom asked, the price? Elder replied, 1,000 rubles, a fixed fee. Pakom cannot sleep that night. He lies in his tent imagining the circuit he will walk. He will go out wide, very wide, and claim the most fertile pieces. The river bend, the lush meadow, the rich black soil. He dreams, and in the dream, he sees himself lying dead. He wakes up, shakes it off. It was just a dream. At dawn, Pakom climbs a small hill. The elder places his fox fur cap on the ground and says, that is the starting point. That is where he must return. The sun rises. Pakom starts walking. At first, his pace is easy. The land is beautiful. He marks corners with a spade every time he turns. He is walking a great square. This is the plan. But the land keeps calling to him. Just a little further. Look at that meadow. Too good to leave out. See that hollow. Perfect for hemp. Come, go a little wider. And so he does. A little more. And then a little more. By midday, he is far, very far, from the starting point. He looks at the sun. It is already past the midpoint of the sky. Pakom's stomach drops. He has gone too far. Now Pakom must run. Not jog, not hurry. Run! The sun is descending. The Bashkirs are distant shapes, standing on the hill by the fox fur cap. The elder is watching. Pakom runs. His feet are bleeding. His lungs are burning. His mouth gets dry. The sun is touching the horizon. A great red disk slipping away. Pakom started thinking, I have ruined myself. I have gone too far. I have always gone too far. But he does not stop. He runs and runs. The Bashkirs begin to cheer. He can hear them now. They are shouting, waving, willing him forward. He sees the cap. He sees the elder. The last ray of sunlight flickers on the horizon, and Pakom falls. His hands reach the cap. He has made it. The elder kneels beside him and says, oh, that was a fine piece of work. But Pakom does not answer. His servant tries to lift him. There is blood on his lips. He is dead. His servant picks up the spade that Pakom had used to mark the corners of his land and digs a grave. 6 feet long, 3 feet wide, just enough to bury him in. And that is exactly how much land a man needs. In reality, Elder was the devil, who again and again trapped Pakom in his greed. This story is often read as a simple warning about greed. Don't be greedy. Don't want too much. But Tolstoy is doing something deeper here. He is not just criticizing Pakom. He is criticizing the entire system of thought that tells us more land, more money, more things, more achievement equals more life. Pacom was not a bad man. He was a hard-working man who had been taught that the path to security leads through ownership. That more means safer, more means freer, more means better. And every time he got more, he was briefly content. And then the horizon shifted again. This is the trap Tolstoy is drawing. Not just greed, the constant belief that what you have right now is not quite enough, and that somewhere else, some more, some larger, is where real life is waiting. Tolstoy is describing what we now call the hedonic treadmill, the psychological mechanism that resets our satisfaction no matter how much we gain. But Tolstoy saw it 140 years before the research existed. He saw it because he had lived it. He was the man who had everything and felt compelled to give it all away. In today's modern world, we all are Pacom. We just don't run across the steppe anymore. We run across different terrain. We run toward the next salary grade, next house, next car, and the next achievement. The next version of ourselves that will, finally, be enough. Tolstoy's question is not just how much land does a man need. His real question is, when will you stop? And the answer most of us give is, not yet. Not quite yet. There is something else in this story that gets overlooked. The Bashkirs. These are people with more land than Pacom could ever imagine. They are not trying to own their land. They are living on it. Tolstoy is showing us two ways of relating to the earth. One is possession. One is presence. Pacom possesses and dies. However, the Bashkirs are present and live. That contrast is not accidental. It is the whole point. Here is what I keep coming back to. The moment Pacom stood on that hill at dawn, before the running, before the desperation, he had already won. He had food, shelter, and a family. He had walked hundreds of miles and found people who welcomed him with open arms and offered him more than he needed. The gift was already there, but he could not see it because he was looking past it toward the horizon, toward the next corner, next piece, and next more. Tolstoy buried him with 6 feet of earth, not as punishment, as a mirror, because that 6 feet is honest in a way that none of our wanting ever is. It says, this is all you ever needed. The only question is whether you figure that out while you are still alive to live it. If this video made you think, sit with it for a moment before. The only question is one is possessed to mark the corners of his land. Tolstoy is doing something deeper here. He is not just criticizing Horizon shifted again.